not sure. I have to double check on that. There has to be two first basemen in the MLB roster. There's no way Albert's the only first baseman in the MLB roster. Um, so yeah, with that being said, also DH Ohtani by far. He's pretty much the only DH that we should have every game. And that just leaves a pretty great lineup. And with just saying the lineup, should be a pretty easily a playoff contender. But the pitching is just pretty awful. What to talk about now? Yeah, the pitching is pretty much awful. Harvey's on the DL. He might be coming back. He should be easily DFA'd. Same with Cahill. I said that in last podcast. They both should be pretty gone. Canning and Suarez, Griffin Canning and Jose Suarez are both really great pitchers. They're both rookies, and right now they're probably the best two pitchers we have. If they can stay great, if Heaney and Skaggs can pick it up, and if the Angels could just pick up one more good pitcher, preferably an ace, just to really elevate the pitching, because we've just called up so many people from AAA, like up and down from AAA to start games. It's just, there's no solid starting pitching for us. Dylan Peters was called up yesterday. I don't think he did good at all. There's just no solid starting staff or starting rotation. And also with most of our starters always getting injured, there's going to be also, we need a couple extra starting pitchers to be brought up when a player gets injured. But, to be optimistic, if Canning and Suarez stay great, I think they will. And if Heaney and Skaggs can pick it up, and then if the Angels could get one more ace, that just gives a pretty solid rotation. And the bullpen isn't horrible, but it should be way better if we want to be a championship contender. The talent just lacks talent. Hansel Robles, pretty great. He's not bad. Obviously, Ty Buttrey has been like an all-star. Cody Allen hasn't picked it up at all. He's been pretty bad. Epler's use of money to get free agent pitchers have just been pretty awful. I mean, getting Cody Allen, Cahill, and Harvey have all just been really bad. Just pretty much a waste of $30 million. If Epler can use money more wisely to sign pitchers next year, like Garrett Cole is going to be a big free agent target for us. I think that will make us a championship contender. Because getting one solid ace could give us at least 10 more wins. I mean, like, seriously. It could be, we just haven't had an ace since Jared Weaver, like at least 5 years ago, when he was actually really good. And what's going to be exciting coming up is the series versus the Dodgers. Monday and Tuesday, we're playing the Dodgers. Canning versus Rio tomorrow. That should be an interesting game. Well, I mean, everyone's going to assume that the Dodgers are going to win. But I think that could be a big test for the lineup. If the lineup can find a way to at least get in some runs against Rio, if we can find a way to win these games, it could kind of show that we could be a playoff contender, kind of get some momentum, some serious momentum. I think these next two games can be really important. Angels, Dodgers obviously being like the best team in baseball by far. Cody Bellinger, just the best hitter in baseball this year by far. And then Rio's the best pitcher by far. Dodgers are just pretty insane. Tuesday is Maeda versus Felix Pena. Obviously the pitching, both games are definitely slanted Dodgers' favor. But if the Angels can find ways to win, they can find ways to win these next two games. It could bring some serious momentum. I mean, you never know. The Angels are definitely not favored to win these next 2 games, but it's just baseball. The Marlins can come out and beat the Yankees one day, or the Orioles can beat the Yankees one day. So, we could win these next 2 games, get some momentum towards the rest of the season. What we need is wins. We need to start picking up the wins, and I know these guys can, but just the underperforming, it's been like this for years now. Just a lot of underperforming from the team. The year before, 80 and 82 record. I think the year before that also with 80 and 82. Just pretty much underperforming. I know this, especially the lineup. We could make the playoffs in a wild card spot. That's what I'm trying to say for a while. Angels, Rays, wild card, definitely realistic. If the Red Sox, though, somehow don't pick it up, then it's really realistic for the Angels to go get a wild card spot. And yeah, guys, I pretty much went through what I wanted to talk about really quickly. I still have not prepared too much for these podcasts, which I obviously should have. I said this all that we're 4 games under 500. The division's just way too far away. Astros are 45 and 22. Maybe we can just talk about a little bit of baseball in general. Astros and Twins are just doing amazing, and then the Yankees and Rays also they just have an amazing record too. The Rays and Twins are just big surprises to me. The Rays kind of did this last year, but I just don't know how. They have a pretty good roster. They just definitely overperform. I feel like the Rays just have as good of the roster of the Angels. But the Rays just win. Sometimes it's like that. And what it seems like now is the Red Sox just lose. Red Sox have a great team, but they're only 2 games over 500. The NL, I barely pay attention to the NL because it doesn't have a lot to do with us. It's actually interesting. I want to check this out. The Phillies are 9 games over 500. It's kind of surprising to me. I didn't think they'd actually be this good. I know almost everyone was expecting of them to be this good, but I didn't really believe it. But, they're 22 and 12 at home, which is pretty amazing. 15 and 16 away. The Braves are pretty close behind them. Obviously, the Marlins are doing pretty awful. The Mets 3rd in division, Nationals 4th. Cubs are 37 to 27. They just got Kimbrel. Also, Kimbrel to the Cubs and Keuchel to the Braves. That could be huge game changers, especially the Cubs getting one of the best relievers or closers in the history of baseball. It's just huge. I don't know how teams with extra money have not picked up to try to get Kimbrel. It's really weird to me how teams don't try to get this guy. Every year he's just been insane. He's just a guaranteed all-star caliber closer. Look at his stats. He's already one of the best closers in baseball history, and a free agent for almost half the year. It's pretty weird to me. It's just really odd. Obviously the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are the best team in baseball by far right now. They're just doing insane. 45 and 21. Their lineup, their pitching is all just unbelievable. Ryu, Buehler, Kershaw, and then they got Cody Bellinger, who's just unbelievable. Muncy, Peterson. It's hard to beat these guys. I would say they're probably going to make the World Series again. But it is baseball. A team could beat them in the series. We'll just have to see for that. As you guys know, I think I said this, but my podcasts are going to be from like 30 to 40 minutes from now on. I'm going to probably get my brother on this podcast, and it's going to be maybe a two-way like podcast hosted by two different people. That's probably for the future, probably starting episode 3 he's going to be on also. So make sure to stay tuned for him. And also what I want to do once I get someone else on the podcast is have people like call in the number, and then they could get on the podcast. Once I get more people like subscribe to this podcast, I don't know how many people view this right now, but okay, we got a few minutes left. I want to talk about real quick Madison Bumgarner, what he did today versus Max Muncy. If you guys didn't see this already, I doubt you guys haven't seen this. Basically, Max Muncy hit a bomb off of Bumgarner, went into McCovey Cove. Muncy literally just dropped his bat, looked at the ball for a couple seconds while he was walking, and then started jogging. And for some reason, Bumgarner was mad by that. Mad that Max Muncy was watching the baseball that he hit, which is pretty normal, pretty human nature to watch the ball that you hit. As always, Bumgarner overreacted, told Muncy to just start running. There's obviously a lot of problems with that. Does Madison Bumgarner really want like baseball to be this boring sport where if you hit 450 plus foot bomb just for you to drop the bat and just start running, not even look at it? I mean, Max Muncy, he didn't even really overreact to the home run. He hit it, did a small little flip of the bat, and kind of walked and watched it land. He wanted to see it land into the McCovey Cove, I think. And it wasn't being cocky or anything. He was literally just walking and watching the ball get out and admiring himself, what he did. I mean, the whole pitcher's getting mad at hitters for hitting bombs and like bat flipping or whatever. I mean, this time it wasn't even him doing anything, and Madison Bumgarner told him to like start jogging or whatever. And Max Muncy said, "If you want me to stop looking at the ball, go get it," I think, which is a good comeback. I mean, Bumgarner, just don't give up the home run. It's pretty simple. That's pretty much it. You just don't give up the home run, and then none of that will happen. He's allowed to do some sort of... It wasn't even a big celebration. You're allowed to, celebrate yourself hitting a home run, and if you strike out a hitter, you can celebrate yourself. And then, yeah, that's pretty much my rant there. Bumgarner's just an idiot. I hope the Angels don't even sign him. Well, that's kind of a lie. He's still really talented. It would be good if the Angels signed him. But, I mean, it happened, the Tim Anderson bat flip and then he got thrown at? That's just so dumb. Don't throw at him. If you really cared about yourself pitching, you would know that you messed up when he hit a home run, and you would want to face him again to try to strike him out, not hit him, not pitch him again. It's just really dumb. Like, pitchers getting mad at hitters for showing emotion. That's kind of it. That's what I wanted to say about that. And then, other than baseball, let's get out of baseball. I've been talking a lot right now about baseball. The Raptors are 1 win away from the NBA Finals. They're up 3-1, which is actually a pretty big surprise. They were complete underdogs into the series. They somehow won both games at home, which is just no team has... I don't think any team has ever beat the Warriors twice in the NBA Finals at home. They're probably Raptors are going home to Toronto for Game 5. They're most likely going to win. I don't see how they win it, because the Warriors are just weak. Everyone other than Curry has just not done good at all. Curry's the only one who's gone off like every game. Yeah, that's probably going to be it for the podcast. This one was a little shorter than the last episode. Last episode was 40 minutes. This is 30. I'm going to try to think about more things to talk about next episode. I'll probably get my brother on it also. So yeah, guys, make sure you stay tuned every Sunday for the podcast. Check me out on Instagram and YouTube, Angels Vlogs.